That lasted exactly 1 second.
Is it even remotely straight?
It's remotely straight like us. Tilt it a little this way. You know what? It'll do.
It'll do. That'll do, pig.
That'll do. That'll do, Jesse Long.
That'll do. Which is good because I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to edit any of this. I'm not editing a damn thing.
Can't see any of my setup at all.
It's fine. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go. In 5, 3, 1, 7, 15.
7 of 9.
7 of 9, and...
7 of 9.
Hello, everybody. I am the Sussman, Rick Sussman, joined, as always, with the American Dadass, Jesse Long, and this is the very last episode of Wrestle Crush Whenever. You're here live to witness it. Jesse, it's time to close the book. We beat Tom to the punch.
We did. All right.
Let's go.
All right.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. You okay? Let's see. Get that. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. And in 7 of 9, 4, 5, 11, 16, 34.
8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9.
7. Oh, sorry. Hi, everybody. I am the Sussman, Rick Sussman, and joined, as you may remember, by the real American Jesse Long.
American Dadass. I'm sticking with it.
All right. I thought we were going back to the old.
Nah, I'm sticking with American Dadass.
American
Dadass. Best
Dadass.
nickname I've had in 15 years.
Thanks.
Other than, hey, asshole.
The American Dadass, Jesse Long.
Really weird when your kids say it.
They've learned your name so soon. We are Team Hammerfist, and we are back in our old format of welcome back to the Power Hour, everybody. It's back. And you got Hammerfist elbow. Hammerfist elbow. What's even crazier is we started doing this, and I'm actually training MMA now.
Yes.
So that's weird. As you may remember,
even stranger is I actually have a job, which is contrary to what normally happens when we start doing a podcast.
It's true. Give it a minute. But you may remember we started this podcast with a third associate of ours, one Jedediah Van Latimer Escobar Lorenzo Tate III. So while he is, while Lorenzo's not with us today, he is with us in spirit.
As we go on.
There we go.
Did you wash your hands?
I mean, like after I did the donation.
Okay, there we go.
So much of that soap. Now, there has been a little bit of a change in our format. As you can see, we have a little bit of a different setting than normal. This will not always be the case, but it is our alternative setting B. So normally you'll see things
should
like
have really kept like a spreadsheet of all.
Oh, the alternate. Yeah, I know. There's
all
been
the
like a dozen.
Team Hammerfist studio. You've moved a lot.
Auxiliaries.
You've moved a lot.
I've moved a lot.
We never used my place.
That's not true. That's where the show started.
That's where it started.
The first two iterations of the Power Hour were in your specific location.
This is true. I remember your ex-girlfriend building a fort in the background of our show once.
Yeah. Well, she has a lot of problems. Anyway, as you may recall, the Power Hour was a little bit more focused on less wrestling specific and more just fight sports and focuses
shooting the shit in general.
Yeah, focuses on wrestling, but more on how it pertains to general pop culture. Jesse and I have decided that we're going to sort of slide back into that with mostly focusing on the WWE as sort of a news and notes version of the show.
Yeah, I'm still gonna probably sit there and go like, hey, Pete Dunne and Danny Burch was really fucking great. You should watch it.
Yeah. And then we'll explain why that's a good thing or whatnot. But
you made a really good point. You mentioned it in text and felt like Wrestle Crush Whenever had kind of run out of show.
Yeah.
And the number of times that we've not done the show just because all that we could have said is Crown Jewel.
Yeah. Well, we for the Wrestling Nerds Radio Network, we were and will continue to be the home for major occurrences
of course.
in the WWE.
Yeah.
It's just that
if
it
the
wasn't.
WWE decides to start doing something good again, I'm sure we'll mention it.
It wasn't really. It wasn't behooving us to really do a show when the majority of the show was oh my God, did you see that, they
oh my God, they've made such horrible moral choices. Like,
yeah, eventually.
And how about, and let's see how this relates to the Trump administration.
Eventually, you just get tired of reporting the same 10 things over and over again.
Yeah.
So, on this particular episode, it is going to be a Micro-Sode or a Mini-Sode.
Mini-Sode.
Mini'Sode.
But not at those two jerks minisodes. It's like
on
9 hours long.
It's miniature.
It takes me 3 days to listen to those minisodes.
I don't know what you're talking about. So
that's because it takes you 3 days to do
them. So going forward, which is of course office talk for shut the fuck up and let me speak for 5 minutes. Going forward, you're going to see a little bit different of a podcast, vlog, whatever you want to call us, on the Wrestling Nerds Radio Network. Yes, we will be focusing on the WWE, as is our core necessary thing. Much in the same way that Chad and I focus on the old school and whether or not that shit still works. And then, of course, Chad and Zach, they have the IndieCast and all of your friends here at the Wrestling Nerd Radio Network and what we do.
Which is on Spotify.
Which is now on Spotify, now on iTunes. And
well, it's always been on iTunes. Yeah. But, yeah.
Spotify's the big one. Spotify, iTunes, and what was the other one?
SoundCloud,
Stitcher.
Any podcatcher you might use.
Yes, you could find us.
You should use Spotify, though.
The things you'll see differently on the Power Hour we're going to be talking about things like comic book movies, upcoming events, and how it pertains maybe to pro wrestling or how it pertains just to us. You're going to see a little bit more of we don't really have a specific frame of reference for things.
It's going to be a little more open-ended and not specifically just like, all right, so Randy Orton's going to be facing Jeff Hardy at Great Balls of whatever.
Let's talk about that match.
Yeah.
I expect ear holes to be touched.
Yeah.
So instead of that, you're going to see things like, Great Balls of Fire is going to be doing a 2.8 buy rate or something like that. Yeah. And also, I had a rectal exam this week. You want to talk about that instead? Because it's more exciting. And things of that nature.
WWE rectal exam.
Oh, no, that's a good idea for, that's an app. Like you just, so like okay, WWE rectal exam. You have to check and make sure all of the big name stars don't have polyps, and then have to be written off the show. And suddenly your friends have to turn heel because you're not on the show anymore because cancer. I mean, when can that happen?
Like, imagining just like one of those like touch games where you have to.
No, it would be more like you got to follow the colon. So it's like what's that? Not Tomb Runner. What's the River Runner or something like that? Where you're
like one of those...
Tomb Runner or something. What the hell's the name of it? Anyway, you're the little guy. Not Tomb Raider, but you're the little guy. And
it's just one of those infinite running
games. And you got to turn.
Yeah,
but this is through the colon, and then if you see a polyp, game over because you're dead. What? Anyway, so yeah, more shit like that where we're not going to be very
intended.
But intended.
Yeah.
We're not going to be very scripted. Not that we ever really were, but a little bit. A little bit more focus on the urbane, I suppose. Yes. You, of course, are always welcome to chime in, as we had last show. Some really great interactions with some of the viewers out there. You're always welcome to chime in and tell us how much we suck, or if you happen to have a good point, we will probably mention it on air because holy shit, we mark for ourselves, and if anyone ever tweets in. Jesse, this is still your show.
Yes.
So tell the viewer at home. No, I mean viewer,
someone who might watch it.
The royal we.
The royal we, yes.
Yes. Tell the viewer at home why you're excited about a Return to the Power Hour.
I'm excited for Return to the Power just because... being able to shoot the shit with you, and it doesn't have to be about, this thing that we have a waning interest in. I feel like the Crush part was
we've fallen out of Crush.
No, I feel it was it used to be like a crush like infatuation, and now it's more like crush, just like our souls and crush like that. The last season of Wrestle Crush whenever was like wrestling crushing our souls.
Well, but wait, because anytime we went to an indie show though, we were rejuvenated.
That's true. That's true. And our Wrestle Crush definitely sort of rejuvenated. No, I'm just excited.
All right. Well, in that case, then let's see. We've got about I'd say about another 5 minutes of airtime to kill. So some things that you could look forward to from the next season of the Power Hour will
starting with episode 111.
Just can't.
I'm not letting it go. I'm doing the DC numbering.
You got 50 more before you top Tom. All right, so I'm just saying that's
I'm sure it'll
for
happen.
us. 50 episodes is going to be like what 8.5 years. So
I might have to skip out on that 150th episode for my daughter's high school graduation.
Your daughter's no, dude. I know you. It's going to be your daughter's wedding before she's graduated. Yeah. So we will try and actually do something crazy with the Pow Hour because it's a little bit more open-ended. We might actually try and push some of these damn interviews that we keep mentioning and name dropping and shit like that. So you'll see that. Maybe we can actually get people on the air. We can start going to shows on a more regular basis once other things wrap up with our lives, and in which case maybe doing a couple of like on-the-spot interviews that we'll then host as shows. Expect for the shows to be our standard fare, but every now and again we'll toss
still
up.
Gonna be the whenever might be leaving. Still gonna be whenever.
Oh yeah. We're pretty much a bi-monthly show,
yeah,
and that has more to do with the fact that we're both older and don't make time for each other. But you will see us venturing to more shows, and hopefully we now that our title, of course, the Wrestling Nerds Radio,
not that one,
no, the actual or this one, the Wrestling Nerds Radio Network Championship is being defended by a local boy, Dan Drennan. Got his first name off the Facebook, so don't know if you wanted that to happen, but maybe don't make your gimmick name the same thing as your Facebook name and then try and friend request people. I don't get too many friend requests from Simon Grimm, for instance. Just saying. Anyway, our champion, Drennan, is a local boy. He's actually literally wrestles just down the road.
Yes, we are on the same street currently that Effie scoop slammed him into.
Yes, and indeed. So we'd love to set up an interview with him and see what we can do about maybe getting him on the show. If for nothing else, then maybe a quick promo, a la the early days of Botchamania, where somebody would show up, scream obscenities, and then leave, which is coincidentally what we used to do.
That's all I can ask for from Drennan.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, his new pants. Oh my God,
fancy pants.
Really nice. So, I guess that wraps up the Mini-Sode here. The Mini-Soder. Shout out to Ryan.
Yeah. Mini-Sode Viking.
As is apparently the thing to do, you always want to give a shout out to Mad Mike, or apparently your show doesn't matter. So, thanks for tuning in, Mike. Hope you're okay. And I am still the Sussman, Rick Sussman, and this is, of course, the American Dad-Ass, Jesse Long. We are Team Hammerfist, and this is the Power Hour.
Stop it.